Hey guys, it's Rachel. So today I'm going to be talking about the Disney College program and the phone process, the phone interview and all that. So I had my phone interview back in January, so it's been a while since it happened, and I wanted to make a video, but finally have free time. So I'm going to tell you what I did to prepare and some of the questions that she had asked me over the phone. So my person who interviewed me was Wendy, and she was very lovely and very bubbly. And so when you get the phone call, they're gonna be like, it's gonna come up as unknown. And so when you answer the phone, be like, "Hello, this is Rachel," so they don't have to ask. Be like, "Oh, is Rachel there?" And so just say, "Hello, this is Rachel," or whatever your name is. And she'll be like, "Hi, this is Wendy from the Disney College program. Is this a good time to call? Is this still a good time for you?" And you just say, "Yes, it is." And she told me it's going to take about 20 minutes to go over what we would be talking about and to save my questions for the end. So we started off talking about where I go to school and my major. And so I just told her what school I was going to, the major I was working on, and I told her that how many classes I was taking and the type of classes that I was taking at the time. She asked me if I was an international student and and if I had any locations and my preference, meaning like if I wanted to. She said that I had picked both Walt Disney World and Walt Disneyland, and so she asked me if the location was which one did I want more, and my preference, and I said Walt Disney World I would prefer, and she knew that I wanted to do Fall Advantage was my top choice, and then Fall is my second choice, and she says that the time frame still fit, because for Fall Advantage it's from end of May, beginning of June till January, and then Fall is from August to January, and if it still fits. And I said yes, and if my availability is still the same as I put, yes it is, if I'd be okay working on weekends and holidays and all that stuff. So the main components that we went over is the living in houses. You can have 1 to 7 roommates, and she said to me that, I'm trying to read my writing, if I would be worried or excited about living with roommates, because if it was my first time and stuff like that. And I told her I was very excited. And she said that people have different cultural backgrounds. There's diverse personalities and just stuff like that. If I would be okay with that. Education and earning. And if I wanted to take classes or not. And how this program would help with my academic and professional career. So this is a question that she asked me. How do you feel that a role with the Disney College program will help you with your career goal and accomplishments and aspirations, and what motivates me to do the program? And so basically something I added in there was the living, earning, and learning aspect of the program in the Fortune 500 company. Next we went over my work experiences and the responsibilities with my job. So I explained that I worked at a Chicago restaurant called Bona Beef for 4+ years, and what I had to do there, and I also worked at Brookstone as the head cashier, and just basically my responsibilities with each role. And she said that the restaurants are very fast paced, and she asked me what my busiest day that I worked, and do I enjoy when it's fast paced or more slower? Am I team oriented or more independent? The work locations, whether they're indoor or outdoor, in hot and cold temperatures, and they can't guarantee a location, obviously. If placed in outdoor with high heat, high humidity, most of the time with crazy rain, how would I feel working in an outdoor environment was another question. And I explained outside and inside what I would like to do very briefly, because she asked me how I would feel working outdoors. So I also explained indoor just a little bit. And then here's another question she asked me. A lot of the roles have you on your feet for a long period of time. Is that something that you are comfortable with? And then she talked about the roles that I had wanted. All the roles require a costume, and comply with the Disney look and guidelines. Are you good with the Disney guidelines, or would you like me to go over them? Is what they ask. And you just say you're up to date on them. You definitely want to look at them before the interview. And she also says that it's clean cut, classic style. And I also kind of gave her a brief description of what my hair looked like, and when I wear makeup, what that looks like too. So next, she asked me if I have any tattoos, piercing, or body modifications like ear gauges and stuff like that. And I would want, would I be open to removing them when working? And because I have a cartilage piercing, a very tiny cartilage piercing, and then when I told her I have one up in the corner of my right ear, she asked me if it was big or small, if it was gauged or not, and I said it's very, very small. And she said, would you be comfortable with removing that? And I said, absolutely. Next question, are you able to meet the guidelines? Some roles want you to operate a vehicle if you have a valid driver's license in the United States. And you could get a role from high, moderate, or low interest. So, and they're very proud and very big on safety there. Do you feel that you can remain calm in an emergency situation if necessary? And I just explained to her what I would do in an emergency situation. I also told her that I have my first aid and CPR license. And then out of all the roles on my checklist based on my work experience, which of the roles do you feel that you are most qualified to do with us? That's the question that she asked me. And some of the day-to-day routine that, because I told her hospitality would mean a lot to me, and that's one of my top roles. She said some of the day-to-day routine that hospitality performs. She went over that, and she asked if I'm comfortable with technology. And then for quick service food and beverage and merchandise, they're kind of sister roles, she said. So she said for you could be working indoor or outdoor carts, indoor or outdoor carts, excuse me. They're extremely fast-paced, especially quick service food and beverage. And guests don't stop eating and they don't stop shopping. That's what she said. And all roles involve cleaning, obviously, especially quick service food and beverage. It's a big one. How do you feel about cleaning up after people? And I explained how I, in my previous work experience, I have to do a lot of cleaning, even the job I have now, because I work in a restaurant. Guest service is very important to them. Here's a question that she asked me. Let's say that you are working in our merchandise store in Magic Kingdom. Give me an example of how you would welcome the guests and make them feel special when they walk in to your store. So I just explained to her how I would do that and just say, have a magical day. And if I would ask little children, oh, who's your favorite Disney prince or princess? And then, so with quick service food and beverage, it would be host or hostess. So some of the things they would do is, it's a seated style location. You would be checking guests in for reservations, seating them, maybe assisting our wait staff. You may be running items or setting up the workstation or cleaning up a table for them as well. It's typically very busy and it's very fast-paced. And the first person to greet them, if you're the host or hostess, you're the first person to greet them and set the tone for their dining experience. And she asked me, when I go to a restaurant, what do you look for? What do you expect out of a good seater? So I was a hostess at the restaurant I work at now. So I just explained to her what I expect from people when I go to a restaurant, especially a nice restaurant. And then she noticed that I had lifeguard as a low interest, and do I have any lifeguard or strong swim background? And I said, no, I don't, but I would be up to learning, because they want to know that you'd be up to learning too. And she said, if you are accepted for this role, because you could get high, medium, and low interest, high, moderate, and low, excuse me. She said there's a swim test, and then also she saw that I was wanting to do attractions as well. And so if you're running one of the rides or the shows, and then safety plays a big enhanced part. A lot of moving parts and a lot of spelling. Remaining a safety, they're very big. And then And they also, characters have to play a part, obviously, and just keep smiling, keep the guest happy. And then she said, do I feel comfortable speaking in front of people? And then I just told her, yes, I would. I was in 7 musicals and 6 plays, and then she also noticed that I had a character performer on there, so it kind of gave me an in to talk about character performer as well. And she said with the character performer, you're required a character audition, and then she asked me, are you aware of the times and locations? And then I said, yes, I am. I said, there's one March 13th in Chicago. And then she asked me, would you like me to sign you up today? And I said, sure. And then she said, the audition is in 3 different parts. Measure, because the height is key for the characters. They teach you a short dance in groups, and then you'll do the routine in a group. And additional cuts may be made, and selected performers may go on to an animation experience with them as well, which is the 3rd. It may take 1 to 4 hours, and they recommend that you wear comfortable shoes, comfortable clothing for a large range of motion, and tennis shoes. And then you'll get the results in 2 to 3 weeks from that audition, from that point in time. But in the meantime, I could be considered for another role, so check the dashboard. Could also be the character in a costume. She said the characters in a costume, there's 35 to 45 pounds of fur, and there's high heat, high humidity of 90 degrees. It's very bulky and limited range of motion and vision. And is that something I'm comfortable with? And I said, yes, it is. And then she said, do you feel that you could perform the requirements of the roles without some reasonable accommodations? And I said, yes. And then she asked me if I have any questions, and I said, yes, and I will get over those as well. So, some things I did to prepare. I had 3 scripts made because I was super nervous. This is my 2nd one, and this is my final draft. So basically, I just said, hello, this is Rachel, just so I just remember to say that over the phone. And I put hello so I could write her name in. And I just went over my top 7. They normally ask you what are your top 5 roles. She did not, but I've heard they ask you that. So I just put them on there so I could just tell her real fast. Like character performer, hospitality, concierge, photo pass, photographer, attractions, vacation planner, and quick service food and beverage were my top 7. If I have any piercings or tattoos, if I'm familiar with the Disney look, and like I said, I gave a tiny description. The programs that I would be doing, so just explaining what I would want to do in each of the roles. If I would prefer outside or inside, and if I had to do a repetitive task. Independent or in groups, how would I greet my guests, previous work experience, I wrote that all down as well. The schooling that I've had, my internship work that I've done. Learning large dialogue for large groups. The plays and musicals I've been in, so if she asked me, it could be like, oh, I was in State Fair, I played Violet back in 7th grade for a town theater group called Overshadowed Productions. So I could just answer right away. And you obviously don't want to memorize your script, because you don't want to sound scripted either, as well. And what would you do to enhance the Disney magic for guests at a resort? If there was an emergency situation, and the questions I had for her. And then I fixed up my final script. There's still stuff written on it. Some of my spelling's not the best. But some of the questions that I asked her. Oh, also thank you. Have a wonderful day at the very end. Some of the questions I asked her is, how did you get started working for Disney? How long have you been employed with them? What jobs have you had with them? What has been your best experience working? And what advice can you give to someone applying or already in the program? Is there any volunteer work that I could do on my days off? What can you tell me about the classes I might be taking? What is the next step in the process? You only want to ask that if she already doesn't go over it, if they don't already go over it. She went over it, so I didn't ask her. If I have any more questions, can I email you? And they will let you know that once you get accepted, there will be a phone number that you can call. You can still ask that if you want. And then if she gave me her email, I would ask her how does she spell her first and last name, just so I made sure to get it right. And then thank you and have a wonderful day. And another thing I did, we flashcards, because I obviously didn't want to memorize my script, because I didn't want to sound scripted, and I just wanted to be prepared to. So, and I was really, really nervous, so I got smile on there in different colors that I did the night before. I went to a career counselor to help me with my interview. I saw them twice. So she gave me some pointers. So I suggest that if you want to do great and ace your phone interview, go talk to a career counselor, because she helped me a lot. Some of the things she said: don't start a sentence with well, make sure that you smile, and don't use noun words like and And I just wrote little side notes that I've wanted this for a long, long time. And just be confident. You have wanted this for so long, and you've waited for this for so long. So just to give myself a confidence boost. And I also have a Walt Disney quote. I even tried to do his signature. Why worry if you've done the very best you can? Worrying won't make it any better. Walt Disney. I even tried doing his signature. The interviewer's name, I even had a flashcard made for that. Before the interview, what I needed, a pen and paper to write things down, things that they say, just in case I need to write anything down, which I had. I prayed. I ate breakfast. I smiled, be excited, and you've waited and wanted this for so long. And also, you want to make sure that you have a glass of something to drink, because towards the interview, my mouth started to get very dry, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm lucky I had a glass, because I saw a video where someone's like, make sure you have something to drink. The programs I'm interested in, I put the top 5, and then I drew a line and put the other 2. If I have any piercings or tattoos, if I was familiar with the Disney look, the hospitality, my key points. So I started for the key points that I wanted for each group. So these were my key points for hospitality. Concierge. Character performer. And I also said how many musicals and plays I've been in. Vacation planner, key points. Quick service food and beverage. Photo pass photographer. Attractions. And then another thing is why DCP key points. So why the Disney College program? And I would say Wendy, dreams come true. I love Disney. There's a whole bunch of stuff on here. There's even some on the back. If I preferred outside or inside. Or repetitive task. Independent or groups. And how I would greet the guest. My past work experience, front and back. Wrote a little thing of each. The schooling that I've done. My internship work. So basically it's my script, just all on flashcards. Large dialogue for large groups. Musicals and plays I've been in. So I even had a flashcard made for those. How would I enhance the magic? There was an emergency situation. And then the questions refer to the sheet. Normally you want to say their name throughout the interview, but because I was told not to say well, I didn't know where to fit her name in. So she told me her name at the very beginning, and it was Wendy. And so at the very end, I was like, thank you, Wendy. Have a good day. So she knew that I still knew her name, but I didn't use it throughout the interview. I don't know if I should have or not. So, but yeah. So, click on my next video. We'll go to my next video. It will explain the job that I had received to work at Disney because I got accepted. Yay! So, I got accepted. So, I hope you enjoy my videos. If you do, subscribe and like. And I hope this helped you a little bit. So, have a good day.